Shouts out to the club. A little stock market talk. It's a beautiful day. The weather's nice, but the market is acting opposite to what the weather is doing. So the market has been kind of funny all week, but I kind of anticipated a slow week, but I did think that we would end close to where we started. But a lot of selling going on today. A lot of selling, even with the SPY. Even with the SPY, it's been a good amount of selling. So, I jumped out of my play just for the meantime, because you always want to protect your little profits. And I told myself, if it gets below 740, I'm out. And if it gets above, I'll get back in. If it gets above 755, 760, I'll get back in. If it gets as low as probably 700, 720, I'll check and see what the stuff is showing, if that's a good entry or not. But as of right now, the markets went up a lot since the end of April, from 600 and I think we got it was a 660 or 630. I can't remember how low it got, but it definitely was down a lot. And in April, we shot up and it went up real fast. So this could be this could be a nice pullback. Could get as low to 700, 720. It could go back up next week. But one thing I don't like to do is have this much selling in the market going into the weekend. And things been, I was telling my cousin that MU crossed 1,000. I didn't tell her this part, but I was talking to her about MU, and I was like, yo, MU, I was watching for the pullback with MU. MU is a big chip stock that's been doing real good. But once it crossed 900, that was supposed to be the pullback. That was supposed to happen with MU. And it kept going past 1,000. And I was like, nah, something, I'm like, either they changed the rules, but I knew from the time MU crossed 950, there was a pullback that was supposed to happen for that stock, and it kept going. 1,000, almost 1,100. I said maybe it might do a 200% move. So anyway, for all my technical people, there's certain things you look at and you kind of get a feel for when the price should come back down. And now there's two ways you can look at this, right? The stock market went up a lot fast. We didn't get a lot of selling throughout this time frame, right? Today we got a lot of selling. This week was a kind of a lot of selling, but in hindsight, it could just be a short little jab to the price, and things get back to the way they was. But here is the beautiful thing about investing: you can always sell, and you can always re-enter the play. You don't got to sit there and be married to it. This is not a marriage, okay? You don't have to have a second guess about if you made 1,000, you made 2,000. Whatever you feel like doing is your account, you do it. I was almost up 5. I was trying to get to the 5 before I sold. And when I got close to 5, came back down to 4. Once I gave up the 3, that's all right. I'm gonna take the 2, because obviously my time frame, I missed the exact entry, which I know now. If I get the same indicator, I'm gonna be on the play early, right? But you gotta be able to come late to the party and still have a good time, right? So I'm not fighting the market, right? It wants to go down a little bit, let it go down. And plus, on top of that, it's a new month, and like I said, I'm into the technical part of it, and I just don't like how we're starting off the month this bad. This could be a red month, and then maybe for July we get back on track, right? So I'm very big on how the markets end and how the markets begin, right? So this is the first week in the market, and it's not off to a good week, right? Next week we might recover, get back to that 750 range. That would be great to see, but I'm not looking, because like the market's trying to take your money, trying to trick you. You got to make sure you have your system intact. That, like I said, when you really want to be sure, you're going to miss out on some money, right? So I missed out on some money because what I added to my strategy, I didn't have it in March or April. So I missed out on the perfect. I should have been in this place since 670, 680. I got in this damn play when the spot was at 710 or something. So I mean, I came late to the party. So listen, we're not going. That's water under the bridge. We got the right indicators. We in the game. Institutional information. When the market says it's ready to go back up, I'm going to know. I'm going to be the first to tell you. And I'm going to put that same money right back into the play. We're going to get back to making some money. But for now, I'm on the sidelines. I'm not going to chase the market down. Because like I said, I think the trend is still an uptrend. It's still an uptrend. So I haven't changed my perception of the market. Are we on an uptrend? But you will have some steep declines along an uptrend. And we've been riding high. We've been riding high for a good month and a half at a very fast time. So let's see what things go. Let's see how we take it week by week, take a month. Let's see how we get through the weeks. Let's get through the month. I think by July we get back. Like I said, by next week I won't be surprised if the markets, after all the selling, people get shaking out their position. Market might go right back up next week, but I'm not jumping back in until the market gets towards like seven above 760. I already know that without looking at my stuff because I'm watching the numbers. 760 something, and then my stop loss will be 755 or something like that. Listen, you have the right to sell when you want, buy when you want. That is our privilege. That is our power in the market. We're not a institution where we're forced to buy stuff every month. So listen, the market's down. I don't think it's going to be a long-term trend. Right now, we're still an uptrend. I'll keep y'all posted. Have a good weekend. Let's go Knicks. That's right. Let's go Knicks. Y'all got some more room on that bandwagon. I'm coming through with some healthy snacks, some healthy drinks. All right. So listen, man. I love the market. Up times, down times, but listen, if you jumped in the spot at the end of April, I don't see why you out this play. But I didn't get in until about June. So, you always want your profits to kind of be your support with how long you can hold on to that train. So I was on the money train has been paused. Right, we're not derailed. We've just been paused. I thought we fought before the good fight. Got back above 750. Text my cousin, we back on the money train, 770. But nah, that was a fake out. It is what it is. But I'm leaving with my profit. There should have been more, but I'm gonna catch this next wave up. So when the market's ready to go back up, and I get the right signal, I will be on for leg. As they say, it's first leg, second leg. The second leg of the market run, I believe is still going to happen. They're saying we can get as high as 850. I will be there if that's the case. All right. So I got to tell my cousin Daryl to get out the play he's in. I got to make a couple calls, y'all. Get people out to play. One or two people I'm rocking with. Let them know. Listen, we gonna go on the sideline. Get a crack. Get your favorite beverage. We're on the sidelines, all right? I'll holler at y'all. Peace.